Most people think financial transformation takes years. Years to pay off my debt. Years to get ahead on my tiny salary. No, you can completely reset your finances in 6 months if you make the right move. Because it's not about what you make, it's about what you do with what you make. And it's not about working harder, it's about making your money work harder for you. So in this video, I'll show you exactly what to focus on each month for the next 6 months so that you don't waste any more time. Because life is too short for that. I'm Rose, self-made millionaire and best-selling author of At a Zero, and I've helped thousands of people just like you create financial freedom. So let's get started. So in month 1, here is exactly what you're going to do. You are going to get super clear on why you want financial freedom. So let me tell you a story. Back when I started my journey, from age 22 to 25, I was in $100,000 of debt. I was paying interest-only payments, spending everything I made, and making every excuse under the sun to do anything about it. It wasn't until I came home one day and started seeing that my parents were starting to get old. And it was the first time in my life that I realized that my parents weren't always going to be young and healthy. And at the time, because I myself was in so much debt and had no control over my finances, I knew that I would not be able to do anything for them unless I got my shit together. And that, getting in touch with that big why, that's why I finally got the courage to take action, take a look at my finances, and do all the things that I knew I had to do but was avoiding. So before we dive into numbers and tactics and strategies, saving and investing, just taking a step back and really take a moment to reflect. What is going to make these next 6 months different from the last 6 months of your life? Because as we know, change isn't easy. Now, your why may not be obvious to you right now, but if you dig deep enough, everyone does have a why. If you need some help getting in touch with your intrinsic why for wanting to change, I include additional reflection prompts in my book At a Zero right here. And I promise you that little bit of time you take to get deeply in touch with your intrinsic why is going to make the rest of these 6 months so much easier. And now we're on to month 2. Before you can make any changes, before you can go anywhere, you first need to know where you stand. With money, that means knowing your net worth. Net worth is everything you own, your assets, minus everything you owe, your liabilities. When you have assets, that means money coming in form of rental income, dividends, interest income, or in the form of capital gains. When you sell investments at a profit, that also brings money in. Liabilities take money out. You have credit card debt, student loans, car notes. These are money out every single month in the form of interest and principal payments you have to make. So if you have a lot of assets bringing money in and very little liabilities taking money out, that means you have a high net worth and therefore more financial freedom. If there's one metric that you really want to track over these next 6 months, it is net worth. Something else you want to track is how much you're bringing in income and how much of that is going out to expenses. Income minus expenses. You really want to get a handle on this because until you know what's coming in and what's coming out, you're never going to feel in control and you're never going to know how much money you're actually working with in order to build your net worth. If you've never looked at your numbers before, I know it can be intimidating, and that's why I want to share with you my Millionaire Money Toolkit. In this free toolkit, I have a budgeting template, I have a net worth tracker, and all kinds of templates and checklists to make this really easy for you. You can grab it below or scan this QR code. Okay, once you've gotten super clear on your numbers, now you know what you're working with. But this isn't just a one-time thing. I want you to make this a monthly habit. So from here on out, on the first of every month, you are going to sit down and do what I call a monthly money date. This is where you're going to revisit all of those numbers, your net worth, your income and expenses, and see how you did from the previous month. If your savings went up by at least a little bit and your debt went down by a little, which increased your net worth ever so slightly, you are on the right track. I want you to focus on direction, not on speed. So if you want some help with your monthly money date, definitely grab my Millionaire Money Toolkit. I have a checklist in there of all the things that I do during my monthly money date. I've been doing this almost every month for the last 7 years. It's how I became a millionaire and it's how I'm going to stay a millionaire. So grab it below. Now, in month 3, we're going to focus on one thing and one thing only, and that is crushing credit card debt. Credit card debt needs to be your top priority. You cannot get ahead paying 25%. So how do we do this? How do we get out of credit card debt? Well, this might sound really obvious, but if you find yourself in a hole, the first step is to stop digging. So I want you to cut your credit cards. You don't necessarily need to close down the credit card accounts because that might affect your credit score, but just cut up the physical card, delete any saved credit card information from your Amazon, from your browsers, and from your phone, and just stop using them cold turkey. I know that over time, it's easy to become a little bit dependent on credit cards. It's almost like the credit limit on plastic becomes a part of your budget and you start living your life that way. But when you cut the credit card and stop cold turkey, you start retraining yourself to live on the money that you actually have. And the second thing I want you to do in this month is to start doing what I call sprints. Sprints are 10-day, really focused efforts of fanatic debt payoff. This is a strategy that I teach in my book, At a Zero, and it's basically a way to make really big dents in your debt fast. Because look, you can do anything for 10 days. And once you see how much progress you can make in those 10 days, you'll have a huge motivation boost. You'll feel confident as fuck. And that will actually motivate you to keep going until you're completely debt-free. So I want you to schedule your first 10-day sprint in your calendar right now. And in these 10 days, you are going to sell anything in your house that you don't use anymore, that extra phone, that extra bike or blender, sell it for quick cash and throw all of it towards your debt. Start babysitting, dog walking, whatever you can do to hustle up quick cash. We're not talking about starting an online business that'll take 2 years to start being profitable. We just want some quick cash. You're also going to cut out all discretionary expenses for the next 10 days, except on bare necessities like rent and groceries. So call up your friends, tell them for the next 10 days, you're not available to do anything that costs money. They can come over with a movie, a potluck, only free things. Like I said, you can do anything if it's just for 10 days. After these 10 days, you've made a huge dent in your credit card debt and you can ease back into a more moderate pace. Go ahead and live a little, even though you have credit card debt. Go out to brunch with your friends. And as soon as you feel ready, schedule another 10-day sprint and keep doing that until all of your credit card debt is gone. Now, in month 4, we are going to look at your expenses and optimize them. And no, I don't mean cutting out expenses, deprivation, and being miserable. I actually mean cutting your expenses in a way that's pretty much painless. Because something most people don't realize is that pretty much every expense in your life is negotiable. You can negotiate your cable, your internet bill, you can negotiate your insurance bill, you can negotiate your credit card APR. There is so much power in advocating for yourself. Understand your value as a customer and make sure you speak up about it. Because companies don't want to spend more dollars acquiring a new customer. They'd rather give a little discount to keep a current customer happy. Retention is much more profitable for businesses than new customer acquisition. So knowing this, you've got some leverage. So month 4 is all about learning negotiation, making a hit list, and reducing your expenses in a way that is pretty much painless. But if you want to go a step further, then I also want you to look at what I call your big 3. Food, transportation, and housing. Most people spend 70 to 90% of their budget on these big 3 essential expenses. Optimizing one of these big 3 expenses is already going to do way more for your finances than trying to clip coupons or depriving yourself of your daily matcha latte if that makes you happy. So if you can get a roommate just for a year or 2 or move to a slightly cheaper neighborhood. Maybe for transportation, instead of getting a brand new car, you go for a gently used car that you can pay for in cash. The average car payment in America is $742. Imagine what you can do every single month if you weren't paying $742. As for food, if you just learn 1 or 2 really simple recipes where you can just sort of dump and go in a slow cooker or an Instant Pot, that's already going to save you hundreds of dollars a month, if not 1,000 or more. So definitely take a look at your big 3. All right, in month 5, we are now starting to look at the income side of things because there's only so much of your expenses that you can cut. We also don't want to be miserable and spend nothing. So once you've optimized on the expense side, now it's time to earn your worth. And the easiest place to do that is to look at your current job. Rather than looking for a new job or a new career where you can get paid more, your current situation and employer is the low-hanging fruit. Now, most people don't do this. They just coast along at their job, wait for their boss to maybe give them a raise at their annual performance review, and they just sort of coast along. But we're trying to make some radical changes in 6 months, right? So you're going to have to be proactive. So as of right now, you don't have to wait till month 5. Start taking on projects that will make you look really good. That after you've completed them successfully, you'll be able to say things like, I increased the company's bottom line by 20% by implementing a new revenue producing initiative that did XYZ. What have you. I'm making this up, but you want things that are quantifiable with metrics. So if you don't have anything like that you can brag about right now, then go and create those initiatives so that you have concrete evidence as to why you deserve a raise. Because let me tell you, as a business owner myself, if I have someone on my team that is helping me make more money or save a lot of money, I'm happy to pass on some of that financial benefit to the team members who helped me create that. That's what a good job will allow you. And if you create more value, you contribute more, and you ask for that raise because you deserve it, and they don't give it to you, then you might want to question why you are staying loyal to this company. Never stay loyal to a company where you provide more value and they don't match that in the form of increased pay. Because if not, what is this, a toxic relationship? You should walk away from that job. But I also did want to mention, if you really want to level up in your finances, you want to create what I call a leveraged income stream. The type of income stream where you don't have to trade hours for dollars, where you can create once and earn forever. An example is you create a piece of music and sell it for royalties that bring in passive income month after month for years. Another example is you create an online course. This is something that I did. And even though it takes a lot of work up front, you can sell that one course over and over for many years to come and bring in passive income. You can do this in every industry. Artists, they create art, they sell it on their online shop. A personal trainer, they can create a workout plan, meal plan, nutrition guides, and sell those online instead of hustling week after week for hourly personal training one-on-one sessions. Getting an income stream like that going is going to take a little bit longer than the 6-month time period that we have. But if you can get something like that started right now, then in a year from now, your earning potential will have skyrocketed. Okay, now we are in month 6. And because of all the legwork you did in previous months, where we focused on both lowering expenses and increasing what you earn, now you've created a gap. You've got some extra monthly cash flow that you can work with. Now, as for how to put this money to work for you, I created something called the financial waterfall. This is straight out of my book, and this is a framework for exactly how to allocate your money, in what order and in what accounts, to basically fast track your way to financial freedom in the most tax efficient manner possible. But this waterfall is a little more nuanced because it has you first start with a $2,000 starter emergency fund, even before you pay off your credit card debt. The next financial cushion I want you to create is in your 401k match. If your employer offers one, this is the fastest way to build your net worth because it's basically free money. Once you've maxed out your 401k match, something else I'd like you to do is build up a 6-month emergency fund in a high yield savings account. I'll link to a couple good ones below. And this is money that will cover you for bare necessities for at least 6 months. Once you have this emergency fund, and by the way, if you do, you will be ahead of 99% of people, because the sad truth is most Americans wouldn't even have $1,000 saved up to cover an emergency. So having 6 months in the bank, permanent wealth to your name that is never going anywhere, that is going to absolutely change the way you show up in the world. You're going to be more confident. You're going to feel like you have options. Don't have to stay at a toxic job or stay in a bad relationship just because of money. It's an absolute game changer. After the 6-month emergency fund, there's a couple other things I want you to do to start building that financial cushion: a Roth IRA, a health savings account, max out more of your 401k. Once you've done that and you have even more of a gap left over to work with, then start paying off some of your other debt, student loans, car loans, start putting money into taxable brokerage accounts, and so on and so forth. Of course, these last few accounts are actually investment accounts. So once you put money in them, you also have to take the extra step to buy investments with that money, because these are just accounts. Your money's not going to grow if you just stick your money in an account. You also have to invest it. So the best thing to do with the money in these accounts is to buy low-cost index funds. I tell you exactly which ones in my Millionaire Money Toolkit, or you can watch this video for a step-by-step investing tutorial. Bottom line is, month 6 is all about taking that surplus you've created in your cash flow and turning it into permanent wealth. So never underestimate what you can accomplish in 6 months of intense focus. If you follow the 6-month plan, you and your finances will have become absolutely unrecognizable. You have what it takes, and you deserve to live rich and live free. Don't forget to grab my Millionaire Money Toolkit for my checklist, my cheat sheets, and done for you templates to get you a head start on your money. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.